Welcome to this demo of the Aspen Teacher Portal. During this introduction, we will show you a number of the features of the Teacher's Portal and a high-level overview of how some of those features work. Upon logging into Aspen, the teachers are provided with the homepage for their school. As you can see, Aspen is broken down or laid out in a series of what we call top tabs and side tabs. On the home page, which is the default view, a teacher would be given any banners that have been set up by the school, any announcements, as well as a list of their classes with links to attendance and marks or grades for those classes, and the option to email their students. And we'll show you how these features work in a moment. As I go across the top of the top tabs, you'll notice that the information or side tabs change. On the My Info page, the main information that's provided is information for the teacher, about the teacher, but more specifically, it would show your schedule for the current term, also being able to show you the schedule for the full year. The Student Top tab provides a list of all the students in your current classes across all of those classes, and you can drill into information about those students. In this case, I'm showing that I have 132 students that are spread out across all of my 10 classes. The Attendance Top tab gives a list of all of your courses, and by drilling into those courses, we can show you the attendance and be able to take attendance for each of those classes. And we'll show you a bit more of a deep dive into that later in this introduction. The Markbook is the location within the Teacher Portal where teachers will enter their term grades, so midterm and final grades for each term. Finally, the Tools Top tab provides you with links to other features within Aspen, advanced features that we won't go into today. Let's start by looking at the Student Top tab. The Student Top tab gives a teacher a list of all of the students in all of their classes. In this case, there are 132 students across all classes that I'm teaching. Within this list, I can look within individual students, or I can also look at different information about students. One of the features of Aspen is the filter. And there are different filters that are built into the system, including students in my class, students in my homeroom, and any groups that you may have set up. When I go to students in my class, I get 132 students, but if I click on students in my homeroom, that number is filtered down to 24. If a teacher wishes to set up new filters, they can do so by creating a query and then saving that query for future uses. Another feature within Aspen when looking at a student list is the field set. A field set is essentially describing the different columns that would appear on the screen for your student list. In this case, my student list field set includes name, grade, their OSSLT eligibility, any alerts tied to their profile, quick status, and then gender. If I clicked on the field sets, I can see a variety of different default field sets. For example, if I wanted to see the community service hours for students, I can click on that field set, and it shows me how many community service hours has each of these students achieved. One of the great things about Aspen is that you can manage your own field set. So you can use the built-in field sets, or you can create your own by using the Manage Field Sets option. You can also click on a student to find out more information about a student. In general, the student information is maintained by the front office, so this page can't be edited, but you can see information about the student. You'll notice at the top of the screen, there are a number of alerts associated with this student, Brian Abbas. And each of those alerts, if you click on them, will give you more information. So for example, if I click on the legal alert, I'm told that Brian is not allowed within 10 meters of the vending machine and to please see the office for more details. If I click on the medical alert, I get a note that Brian is allergic to peanuts and his EpiPen is located in the front pocket of his backpack. There are also alerts related to transportation that can be entered. The A alert lets me know that this participant or student is actually absent for today. The cross enrolled or two arrows indicates that the student is enrolled in this school, but also potentially enrolled in another school. And then the bell icon, if I click on it, tells me where the student should be right now. And in this case, it's saying that he should be in Kate or Cass McDonald's class. However, he is absent today, and he's actually had 8 consecutive absences. So it shows you how many absences that he's had year to date. If I want to see contact information for the student, I can click on the Contact side tab. It gives me a list of the contacts for this student. If I want to see the attendance, I can see the historical attendance for this student this year, but I can also go back and look at all years by clicking on my filter, and I can see a historical record of the student's attendance. I can also see class attendance for this student. The incident side tab would tell me about any suspensions or expulsions this student may have had, as well as any outcomes or consequences. I can also look at the student's transcript and see what courses they're working on this year, as well as any courses that they've completed in previous years. We will now look at the attendance top tab. The attendance top tab gives a list of courses that this teacher is currently teaching. And the side tab gives you a number of options for each course. If I click on the course name, I'm given a list of students within that course, and I can actually take attendance for that course at this time. Another option for taking attendance is using the seating chart. When you initially log into Aspen for the first time or at the beginning of each term, the seating charts won't be set up for your class. And you'll notice that in this case, it's saying students are missing from the chart. However, by clicking on design mode, I can actually set up the seating chart. And there's a couple of ways to do this. I can actually drag and drop students based on their sitting position in the class. So for example, maybe I have 4 rows of 3 people. Or what I can do is create my grid and have folks randomly seated. If I exit design mode, what I'm given now is a list of all of my students, as well as the option to take attendance within the seating chart view, and I'm given photos of each of my students as well. And you can use this feature to set up the seating chart however you would like. So for example, if you're teaching a lab, you can set them up in tables. So in this case, I have a very small class, and I can take attendance from this option. And I'll show you how to take attendance in a little bit. The last option is to be able to see trends for attendance for each of my classes. So in this case, I'm in the Math Advanced Functions, and you can see the history of attendance since the beginning of September. And using what we like to call the VCR buttons at the top, I can actually flip through my different classes and actually see what's the attendance been like since the beginning of the year. And we noted in the previous section that Brian Abbas had been away for the last little while, and you can see his absences here for this class. I can also change the filter from this term to this week if I just wanted to see the absences for this week. I've now come back to the Home page or Pages tab and want to show you the Teachers Classes widget. Most of the functions that are available through the top tabs are really readily available through the Teachers Classes tab. The Teacher Classes tab shows you a list of classes that are in session for you today. It allows you to take attendance for each of those classes for today, as well as, if the mark term has been open, post marks for each of those classes. First up, we'll take attendance for a couple of these classes. There are two ways I can actually enter attendance mode. I can enter the class list, and by clicking on the class list, I'm just given a list of all the students in this class with the buttons for attendance. However, if I go back to the Pages page and hit the seating chart, I'm taken into the seating chart for this class, and I can take attendance using the seating chart. To take attendance, I would first enter and click on any students that are absent for today. And you notice that there's an asterisk now, or a star next to each of the students. They've been marked absent. However, I have not yet posted attendance. Once I post attendance, I'm given a message saying, do I wish to post daily attendance? This school is set up that the first period of the day is also the homeroom period. So by clicking on and taking attendance in this class, I'm also posting any daily attendance. So I'm going to click on OK. Attendance has now been taken for this class. I can see that class attendance was posted on 10/18/2019 or October 18th, 2019 at 3:05 p.m. Normally this would be done at the beginning of the day when the class is available. And if I go back to my home page, I now notice that attendance has been posted for this class. If I opted to go into the list view for a class, I can also easily take attendance for this class. Now I notice in this case, Brian has been marked absent. It's likely that a parent may have called in to the office or the student themselves to let them know that they're going to be absent for the week. And I can see that they're absent because of illness. Within this class list, I can now take attendance for any other classes or any other students, mark them absent, and I now have class attendance posted for my second period, which is actually period 3. You notice that when I posted attendance for period 3, I wasn't prompted for daily attendance for this class because daily attendance in this school is only taken at the first period. If I go back to the home page, I now notice that attendance has been posted for these two first classes, and I can continue to do that throughout the day as the classes are in session. You can see here for today, I've got essentially 4 periods that I am teaching classes as a teacher, one at 8, one at 11, one at 12:30, and this is a joint class or a combined class, and then one at 2 o'clock. You will notice, however, that I don't have any classes in the second period. This is likely my prep period for the day. In addition to looking at the top tabs for information, I can also access a lot of that information from this Teacher Classes widget. Most of the demonstration has been using a secondary school teacher. However, very quickly wanted to show that the same rules, same functionality is available for elementary students. In this case, I'm in the Terry Fox Elementary School, and I can see my list of classes. I can take attendance for my homeroom in the morning, and I can also post marks for each of the class as well as email. And that concludes this demonstration of the Teacher Portal.